Welcome to the video. This video is all about Google Stadia. Google has recently thrown its hat into the gaming rink with its new streaming platform / gaming non-console. We're going to go over all the information that they debuted in their press conference and some of the information they didn't cover. By the end of the download, you'll have all the information you need about Google Stadia. So this video is all about keeping you informed about Google's newest entry into the gaming sphere, Google Stadia. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to share your thoughts and comments below the video. Let's jump right into what Google debuted at their press conference earlier this week. So we'll first start off with what Google Stadia is. And Google debuted this gaming streaming platform that gives you the ability to basically play anywhere. And in their press conference, they showed that by having someone demonstrate starting Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 60 frames per second, 1080p or 4K, and jumping from a gaming PC or a slimmed down gaming PC. They actually went out of their way to say they chose probably the least powerful gaming PC they can find, from a PC to a tablet, then to a smartphone. And what was really cool about the demonstration is he was basically pausing the game in mid-action and picking up on the next device in that same exact action. So what the streaming service gives you the ability to do, basically just pick up and play this game wherever or any device that can access a Chrome browser, because they're streaming their games directly into their Google Chrome browser. So another really cool thing that Stadia is a marriage between Stadia itself, the Google Assistant, and YouTube. And YouTube played a big role in their demonstration of this platform in their press conference. They showed the ability to, for instance, watch a YouTube trailer of Assassin's Creed, and if you had the Stadia service, you can actually just click the play button, and they're saying that it can get you from that trailer into a game within 5 seconds. And that's actually kind of cool, because if you go through YouTube and you actually found a trailer of a game that you wanted to play, you can click that play button and be playing in no less than 5 seconds. Another thing they debuted also tied into YouTube, and that was a common theme throughout the press conference, was everything is kind of tied into the YouTube platform for creators. So one of the cool things they showed was State Share, and State Share gave the ability for a YouTube gamer to basically share that specific state in the game with their audience. So if they're on a specific level experiencing something very specific to the game that they're playing, they can actually take a snapshot of that state and share it with the others, and people who are able to access Stadia can actually use that state share. And they said it's basically a link that you can send out, and by clicking on that link, it would load up your version of the game in the exact same state that that person shared with you. That's probably one of the coolest parts about Stadia, is that you can now actually share experiences across the board with everyone while you're playing games. And I think gaming is definitely all about experiences, so that's definitely going to play a very key role in whether this thing succeeds or fails. And the marriage between Google continues with the Google Assistant. They even showed an instance where someone was playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. They were stuck on a level. They didn't know what to do next. They said normally people would go Google and go to YouTube and find some instructions on how to get through that level, which is correct. From Stadia, you can actually just hit the Google Assistant. Apparently, through machine learning, the Google Assistant actually knows exactly where you are in the game. Pulls up references of that game in YouTube and kind of walks you through it step by step, how to get past your current level that you're on based on videos that others have uploaded, and without taking you out of the game. And I think another thing is that the marriage between YouTube and Stadia is going to play a really big role in Google making this thing a success. Now, they also did say that you can use any of the peripherals that you currently have. So if you have an Xbox wireless controller or a PlayStation controller that works with your PC, you can actually use those controllers with Stadia and don't have to buy any additional peripherals with it. They did, however, debut their Stadia controller, which actually looks like a really cool controller. It's very well designed. It comes in a myriad of colors, and the benefit of buying the Stadia controller versus using your regular controller is it's going to alleviate probably one of the main concerns people have about streaming games. Is it going to be responsive enough? Is that latency between the time you press the button and an action actually occurring on screen? How can they kind of dwindle that down? And that's kind of like the barrier of entry between a console and a streaming service. So what they've done to kind of alleviate that is that their Stadia controller connects directly to their data center via Wi-Fi connection, and that's supposed to decrease the latency in pressing buttons and actually make the experience a lot more convenient to the user. That's an added benefit of Stadia, and if the only thing you really have to purchase is a controller and you're not worrying about a console, I can see a lot more people that choose to adapt this service. Actually, why not just go ahead and buy the controller if it's going to make the gaming experience a little bit better. Now, through some interviews that they did online, you got a little bit more information on exactly how much data it's going to take to run a Stadia gaming session, and it doesn't seem like a lot. They're saying that if you can have a good YouTube experience, then you can have a great Stadia experience, and that was their exact quote. So they're saying running at 4K 60 frames per second is going to be about 30 megabits per second, and that can decrease based on if you decrease the quality of the game to 1080p or 720p, which is the lowest that it can go in resolution. The required megabits per second is going to go down, so your data rate would actually go down. And I'm also assuming that if you're having hiccups running at 4K 60 frames per second, decreasing to 1080p will give you that kind of cushion that you need to have a better gaming experience. And I think better gaming experience is going to be that key point where Google needs to hit. This thing can be a really, really great platform, a changing of the guard per se when you think of how gaming is looked at today. So if they're able to hit this out of the gate and the response is good, the experience is good, the experience is actually great, people are loving this thing and developers are developing for this thing, I can see the console generation kind of dying out or changing in a way where digital becomes that platform. And if that's the case, then Google's kind of ahead of the game because they have the infrastructure with their data centers and they have the ability to really take advantage of all that power that's behind Google to kind of push this out to the consumer. And with the integration of YouTube and the Google Assistant, things that people already use for gaming platforms, it's right at their fingertips. They don't have to jump from a console to the computer. This thing can blow up really, really big. So some of the things they didn't mention in the press conference was pricing. So pricing is definitely one of those key things that can either make or break this platform. It's Google though. I don't think the pricing is going to be too crazy, but they didn't even show you kind of a pricing structure. Are you going to have to purchase the games? Is it a rental service? How much is the rental service per month? That can be the key to early adopters and also casual gamers buying into the service. They also didn't really give a specific release date. They kind of said that it's going to be released this year. They didn't say when this year. End of the year, I'm assuming probably around the holiday season. Are they going to be at E3? Who knows? They're not sure yet. So, and Microsoft is set to debut their streaming service at E3. So I guess you can say that the streaming wars have really begun and the console wars may be coming to an end. They also didn't really debut any launch titles. They did show Doom on stage and they did show, of course, Assassin's Creed. So you know they're going to have some third-party support, and they also said that they're going to create a studio that's going to make first-party titles for Stadia. So Google is investing heavily into this gaming platform because gaming is such a big entertainment industry. It makes sense, but games are really what sells any kind of system, console, or service. As you can see in this generation where Sony had the games, Microsoft really didn't. So the Sony PlayStation sold and the Xbox still sold alright, but it always was lagging behind. Games are what really matter. The service can be fantastic, but if there are no games to play on the service, nobody's gonna really want it. So in the end, it all comes down to what you guys think. Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you think this is going to be the end of the console generation. Are we moving into a new era where we're going all digital and you don't own necessarily the physical device or data anymore? You're kind of renting it or leasing it. There are pros and cons to that. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section description down below the video. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that like button and that bell for notifications so you know when we release a new video. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Download complete, and until next time, peace.